All right, so here we have some problems involving algebra, and starting with, let's see, MP. So right away we know this is isosceles trapezoid, so MP and NO are going to be equal. We have an expression for MP and also NO. So the idea is let's set these expressions equal to each other. Start by subtracting 9x on both sides, and we also want to add 13 on both sides. So that gives us 21. Divide by 7, we find that x equals 3. Okay, so we have x. The next thing we want to do is solve for y. So let's see what we have here. So we know that Pn, the first diagonal, is equal to that, and we know that MO, the other diagonal, is equal to that. So these expressions must be equal to each other because we know that in a trapezoid, the diagonals are congruent. We subtract 5y on both sides, and we add 37. Right, so here we'll get 7y, and here we'll get, let's see, 56. We divide by 7, and we find that y is equal to 8. Okay? Next, so here we're given an expression for the base angles of an isosceles trapezoid. So we know that base angles are going to be equal, so we're going to want to set these expressions equal to each other. So we start by subtracting 2x on both sides, and we also add 12 to both sides. Then we divide by 3, and we get x equals 13. Now, since they're asking for the measure of each angle, we have to plug back in. So I'll decide to plug in here. So we have 2 times 13 plus 27, so that's equal to 26 plus 27, so that's 50 and 3 extra, so 53. Okay, so 53 degrees for the bottom left corner. Bottom right corner would also be 53, and then we could simply do 180 subtract 53, and that'll give us the measurement of the top angles. So 127 would go in both of those spots there. Right, 127 for angles A and B, and C and D will be 53 each. Okay, great. So let's look at the next one. This time, these two angles are not going to be set equal, right? Because these are consecutive angles. And if you notice, this one appears to be small, whereas this one appears to be large when you compare it with a right angle. So anyway, these have to add up to 180, right? Because these are consecutive angles inside of a trapezoid. So here we have 16, right, equals 180. We add 16, whoops, add 16. So we have 14x is equal to 196. Divide by 14 and you find x is equal to 14. Okay, so if x is 14, I could plug back in. So I'm going to choose this one. So we have 10 times 14, subtract 33. So that's 140 subtract 33, which would be 107 degrees for the top angle. So that would also be the same for K. And then we could do 180 minus 107, and that gives us 73 for the bottom two angles. Right? So we could fill them in. J is 107, K is also 107, and then 73 for the other two. All right, so now it's your turn to try the last three.